Morning, everybody. It's a sunny, cold, but sunny Sunday morning. Ruby and I are out talking marketing. Aren't we, Ruby? It's sunshine in my face, which is good and bad. Great mood lighting, but bright. It's a marketing day, and we're talking about digitally native buyers and how many businesses don't think their buyers are digitally native. And so it's a bit of a gap, which leads to people doing things that don't matter to their customers. It's problematic in many ways, but going back to this idea of how do we map someone's journey from not knowing us to converting as a customer, and what does that look like when they're a digitally native buyer and we're not a digitally native company? It's a huge gap. Some people aren't. Some people are very analog in their way of doing things, and that's okay. That's the way people have been forever. But in the last 20 years, that shift has been massive. And in the last 5 years, that shift has been cataclysmic to many companies. So it's understanding what's available to you as a company and as a entrepreneur to get more tools in front of your teams to help that digitally native buyer make a buying decision. And so whether it's CRM tools, whether it's marketing automation tools, whether it's just using social media differently or better, these are all opportunities. It's how are we getting those tools in market? And if we're not thinking about these tools, we're not really dealing with our buyers in a way that they want to be dealt with. We're not converting people quickly enough into our funnels because we're not in the places where they spend their time. And we're not utilizing tools and data to help us understand whether or not we're doing an okay job of that or not. And so these are the things that I'm continuously trying to get entrepreneurs to understand. Because for those that don't see how digitally native their buyers are, it's really hard. They don't understand the tools, they don't understand the practice, they don't understand any of it. And man, that's tough. Let's just say you're somebody like that who's now trying to sell your business, get out, and you haven't invested in any of this. You haven't made any of these determinations and decisions to make that purchase journey for a customer even remotely interesting. That's a pain point. And when you ask that prospective buyer of said company, more sunshine, to actually pay all the money for it, and you have done none of this, there's a gap. And so there's a bit of a call to action for a lot of businesses to start ramping up what they understand and what they know about their customers, for sure. But on top of that, where is it that we need to invest in tools, resources, things to get a practical understanding of how customers want to interact with us? So, how does our website work? Do we have a chatbot? Small thing, but do we have a chatbot? That's a quasi bit of marketing automation, sales automation, and odds are you don't. But is that important? Does that even matter to your buyer? Is that even something that they would remotely be interested in using? You want to give them as many opportunities to work with you as possible. So, marketing message today is investigate, do your due diligence. There's so many tools, so much out there that can help you gain traction with your prospects, get more marketing in the market that you want to be in, and then ultimately help you get conversions based upon things that people actually do in the real world. So if you're not understanding that, if you're not spending time with tools, and I don't care what the tools are, you're giving away your customers to others. And they're doing it because they understand that a good chunk of the world is digitally native, and now we have to figure out how to make them buy from us. And so being digitally native myself, it's frustrating when I'm working with companies that want to send me things, want to mail me things. Sometimes it works, most times it doesn't. So, message for Sunday: think about your customer. Think about whether or not they're digitally native, whether they do spend time in places where you do not, communities, tools, social media, whatever, and how do we get in front of them at scale? And those are the things that you as a business can then determine what tools, what things will help you do that. And then it's learning. Learn how it works. If you don't know how it works, find somebody who does. But always, always, always get into the weeds on what that means. The devil is in the details. Anyway, Ruby, Marketing Sunday, Walkin and Talkin with Ruby.